Yep, I said it was next, and here it is. And quite fitting as well. It serves as a diametric opposite to Kirby Star Allies, as where Kirby has several problems that mount up and is considered too easy. This has the one single problem and is way too hard. And that's kind of like the diametric opposite. I'll bring up the difficulty later, but for now, let's dive into Celeste, or considering it's a mountain, rather than diving into it, let's climb up the mountain that is Celeste. Like with Kirby, the graphics are something to be admired and praised. It's 8 to 16-bit style, and all the bits are to an incredibly high standards. The mix of bright, washed watercolours leads to some visually stunning areas, like the Golden Ridge's sunset motif, the underground's lush jungles, and the ruined crystal-filled area in the background of the Mirror Temple right there. And even some of the fantastic little parts, like the part of the summit where the light and dark sides combine to the pink-haired one and you've got all the rose petals. Oh, that looks nice! And they lend all this into the story, and it works with it all the more by using the dark colours at the beginning, like dull greys and browns on the now ruined city at the bottom of the mountain, then transition to the brighter colours higher up to signify the character growing as well as your journey progressing. The closer you are to the summit, the more determination you're filled with to get there, a determination that shines only brighter with the music pushing you on, with the bright colours reflecting all this. Or they would, but there's one problem. One big problem. But we'll come to that later. However, speaking of nice things and the music egging you on, I think we have a soundtrack of the year right here. This is bloody fantastic, no matter the level. Be it the A, B, C or variants, the music is the thing that has to be the most praised about the game. A YouTuber by the name of Lena Rainey, I hope I said your name right, is our composer, and by God does she do an amazing job. What? Only 5.5k subs. You really deserve more. She and her music is the glue that holds this whole game together. Each track is absolutely fantastic and a joy to listen to. And oh, you even did the thing what I told you to do, and the thing that Faye did. You had a bandy camp. Only $5 for the B-sides. Sure, you know what? Here you go. It helps me out with the gathering of the music for this review. And you? Well, honestly, you deserve the money. I mean, listen to a few of these tracks. That last one was also a collaboration of Lena and Flambert, the guy that made Nuclear Throne, and you can hear it, like, with the deep bass guitar. There is a real big familiarity with this No More Running. And the Throne Fight Part 2. And like Flambert, there are a few other composers, and they all did a fantastic job, and I would love to sit here and credit them all, but we don't want this review to go on any longer than it has to. But the main girl that leaded the charge and mixed it all together is Lena, and she has clearly shown her talent and deserves all the support that she gets. Okay, so I'm going to kind of keep this section short, as there are kind of two sides to the gameplay. There is the mechanical side, and, well, the other side. But the other side kind of ties into the story, so I'll just focus on the mechanical side here. And mechanically, it's perfect. So first off, it's much like Super Meat Boy. That's the game it's drawn the most inspiration from, and that's the game it wants to be, and we'll bring that up in the story. But like Super Meat Boy, it's a very fast-paced, on-your-toes platformer, and as a good point, like Super Meat Boy, the controls and mechanics have been tightened to an insane degree. Like every single button press in Super Meat Boy, every single button press here is on point. The second you press the button, BAM! You're already doing the thing. So the controls, the mechanics, and the actual controls, so perfectly tightened, and I can't complain about them at all. Now let's move on to the other side and how it ties into the story. Okay, so this is where the game should excel, but it really falls apart. So the story is supposed to be to do with life, anxiety, and panic attacks. Basically,
I have crippling depression.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, unfortunately, it fails because it falls into this Doki Doki Literature Club problem. Taking a real-life condition and then taking it and running all the way to Silly Town with it. Much like Yuri and her self-harm, while not as big or as dangerous of an issue, I do know someone that has anxiety, and I have seen how it can affect them mentally. They have a special note from the doctor wherein if their job gets too much or too stressful, they can just freely stand up and walk outside and take a 10-15 minute break just to breathe, calm down and de-stress, as a job that can be really stressful can lead to extra anxiety and just spiral. And the whole feather thing they bring up is actually a real life thing, and it's not just for panic attacks, it's for stress. As told from my anxiety ridden friend, the image of a feather gently blowing in the breeze, it's a very calming image. It's just something simple, free from outside forces. It's clear there was a lot of care and research put into the concepts and ideas present, but it's the other thing that lets it down. But let's continue on the story for a minute. So the main part is our hero has depression and has come to Celeste Mountain basically to free herself from depression. The climbing of the mountain itself being a metaphor for our own internal mountains. None of us are perfect. We all have problems, be them physical, mental, social, family. We all have our own personal problems. We all have our own internal mountains that we have to overcome to better ourselves. And as we go up the mountain, our problem manifests as our negative side. The constant paranoia and self-loathing, our fear of doubt that maybe we just can't do it. Two characters at the start even saying it's okay to be a failure. Some mountains are just too tough to climb. I mean, that sentence should have an extra admonishing point, but again, we'll come back to that in a moment. But to finish off here, as we see near the top, if we let our emotions get the better of us, we will fail, we will fall. But
why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Exactly, Alfred. Sometimes we will fuck up, we will fall, but learning from our mistakes and having the willpower to get up and try again makes us stronger. But more importantly, it's accepting these mistakes and accepting our own personal flaws. As when we come to terms with our own flaws and that we are two sides of the same coin, when we accept our flaws and work with them rather than fight against them, we can become better overall. Light and dark, yin and yang, two forces, separate, destructive forces, but together, balanced creativity. Something I can personally relate to. Joking aside, a lot of the time I do hear some sort of voice in my head. Like, there is at least two minds in this one body. Call it who you want. Any one of my past 3 incarnations, Molestia, Vertigo, doesn't matter for a minute. It's something you kind of get as a content creator. It's that second part of yourself that can see things in a different light. To make it easy for you, I'm going to use Molestia as her bright white coat and pink mane contrast the deeper purple, so it'll be easier for you to see who's talking, to kind of get my idea of editing and the editing process that I go through. So we're editing a video and we are sitting there cutting out the spaces, adding in a few jokes, going fairly good, but you know, there comes a time in the day where it's like, oh, I need the bathroom, or it's lunchtime, or whatever. And in that intermission period, the gears are turning and that over-analytical side is criticising my own video. Myself is criticising my own video, and when I come back to it, Molly will be like, that's pretty good, but you know what will make it even better? What, Molly? Well, this joke here, well, keep the joke, it's quite good, but can we get this kind of visual effect to maybe accentuate the joke so it stands out more? I don't know, let me go to Google, see if there is a GIF. Oh yeah, there is, it's right there. Okay, add that there. Right. Oh, hey, you know, you're right, Molly, that does look pretty good, but you know what? Now that it's there, let's go one step beyond. Oh? Yeah, let's get the Camtasia colorization tool and then colorize the footage to change several different colors like the rainbow we just added over the top of that footage. That's not a bad idea. And while that is just a typical example and I didn't really get a rainbow, it kind of shows all 4 of our past incarnations are rattling around in this head somewhere. All 4 of us with our own different likes and dislikes, and we all talk to each other, we all talk together in our own head, and when one side of me sees that there is maybe a joke that could work better with a visual effect or a joke that doesn't work, then I'll go back and forth to say, does it work or not? And then it'll just say, are we going to leave it in or are we going to cut it? And like the girl here, where she melds with her dark half to become better and get double jump, rather than fighting against that stigmatism of madness and talking to myself, I've embraced it, as that other part of me might just have something decent to say and help make my content better. What a really nice story. Man, if we embrace our flaws and our problems rather than fighting against them, we can be so much more. And what a nice... It continues all the more with level 3 and the hotel owner. Long story short, he is a ghost and he's ran the hotel since time immemorial. He is clearly, like me, talking to himself, falling into some kind of madness due to his hotel being in a state of disrepair and not having a guest in ages. But for a valid reason. Across the hotel we find notes that this place has been closed for quite a while, what seems to be a few 100 years. All the other workers saying how our manager would catch up to us, he's just spending one more night in the hotel to lock everything up, and his diary also confirms this, saying how he just wants one more night here. But like Pinky's song,
one small thing, work with the time you've got. Soon one small thing becomes 2, after 2 perhaps another few.
Yeah, one last night becomes 2, and after 2 maybe just another few, and then it never stopped. But we then find out again later on he had a good reason, a good but simple reason. He just loves what he does so much. He just does not want to let it go. He loves the hotel, he loves meeting the travellers of the mountain and making sure they feel welcome, to the point where even death itself won't stop him. Again, a really lovely thought, and one that can be real to some people. No matter our species, human, dragon, pony, hippogriff, any variant of a furry, no matter what part of the multiverse you're from, we are all mortal, we are born, we live, and we will all die one day. And for someone like me, I'm the jester. I love seeing people smile, I like making people laugh. That's why I make videos. If you're being entertained and you're happy, and I'm just making your day a little bit better, then I'm happy. But one day, death will knock at the castle door, and, well, I won't be able to entertain you. And it's kind of a sad idea, as the idea of not being able to cheer up those that are a bit down or depressed is something that I don't want to accept, as many others don't. Be you a video maker, a music maker, an artist, an animator, a game maker, we all entertain. We all want to see you smile. And one day, we won't be around. And one day, you will be down in the dumps and we might not be there. Again, a lovely sentiment that you're so passionate about what you do, so passionate about your job, that even the bounds of death himself cannot hold you. What lovely ideas, what a lovely story. Or it would be if it was not for the difficulty. This is what ruins the entire game, and it takes the ideas and concepts of overcoming one's fears, personal issues, acceptance and so forth, and throws it in the fucking bin to make you fucking hate everyone and everything on that mountain. Like the hotel man, I can relate, I really can. But then you turn into a boss for no fucking real reason and made me go through that shitty runaway gauntlet with them things from The End Is Nigh, these things. And now I don't give a shit about you or your hotel. So let's call the game what it wants to be. It wants to be Super Meat Boy. It screams that to the heavens. I want to be Super Meat Boy. I want to be the guy. I want to be The End Is Nigh. I want to be that next infuriatingly hard platformer for no other reason than hardcore for hardcore people. And in doing so, you compromise the whole story, as because it's a hardcore game, there is never a payoff, never a reward. It takes Super Meat Boy, but fails to realise what made Super Meat Boy so good. Challenge versus reward. So the story is about overcoming anxiety and depression, and while the final level proves somewhat of a challenge, it's possible to overcome. There are a few bullshit screens, but I never felt too over-challenged. It was still doable. Then on the actual main part of the summit itself, we work together. We get the double jump, one from our light side, one from our dark side, rather than a single jump that we've been working with the whole game. And finally, we reach the summit, both of ourselves, gazing off, looking back on the journey we've had, the hardship, the failure, but more importantly, the success and the overcoming of the difficult times. We scaled the mountain, we overcome everything that stood in our way, and now we're a better person for it. Just fucking kidding. You don't get to stay a better person. You only get the double jump for that one level. What are you, some kind of fag? You actually think you're getting rewarded? No, you fucking noob. Were you not listening? This is a hardcore game for hardcore people. So, yeah. If you got to the top of the mountain and you thought you had overcome your stress and anxiety and you get a cool power up to take with you into like the extra game, well, you're wrong. You don't get to keep that cool new power of the double jump, and that stress and anxiety, well, there's nothing else but a whole lot more of that awaiting you in the moments to come. So let's move into the collectibles and the developer's absolutely ludicrous answer. So first up is the strawberries. Throughout the game and throughout your journey, there are strawberries floating around. Some screens, they are just sitting there. Some they have wings and you have to not do a dash to get them, but they're all fairly easy. First of all, let me just get my first impressions clip. Where the bone of contention for me lies is what Celeste wants to be, and what Celeste wants to be, as you can see by the wall jump and the floating strawberries. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just do some fantastic editing here. Let me just put this over the top. There you go. Yeah, they're bandages. Okay, well, maybe there is a reason why I don't get the double jump. Like how with the collectibles of bandages in Meat Boy or the Tumours in End of Nigh that unlock different characters that play slightly different, maybe this is the same, but rather than characters, once we get all the strawberries, we get the double jump for the other collectibles that are up and coming. Now, bro, I told you, this is a hardcore game. You think you're getting rewarded for collecting them all to help you with the other collectibles? Nah, they're simply for bragging rights. Which is a horrible and trite argument. Bragging rights are speedruns, scoreboards, how many times you did not die in a level. Like, oh look, I can brag because I got through the summit without dying or some shit. That's bragging rights. Saying a collectible is a bragging right just makes you come off as lazy. Like you put them in and you couldn't be arsed to program a reward because that's too much like hard work. But don't worry, we will come back to the dev's response later. For now, let's just finish off with the okay collectibles. So you know what? Fine. I went through each level and I got all 175 strawberries plus the secret green 1-up strawberry. What's next? Well, next up is the cassette tapes. There's one in each level which will unlock the B-side of that level. Now, like the strawberries, these are not too bad. They're in relatively easy places to find, and like the strawberries, while some may be a bit tricky, they are still fairly easy to get a hold of. And if you've been actively looking for all the strawberries, then you'll have most likely found all the cassettes in general, and they tie into what's next and where all your hate comes from. So, next up is the crystal hearts. Okay, well, just give me a second here. Pull this up. Get my wing in. And come on. Give me a second. There we go. Well, I guess the mood is set once again. And if you think I'm joking, I mean look at the real Cadence holding the crystal heart compared to these ones. Sure, they're a little more rounded, but they're the exact same shade of blue and everything. So I guess, like the real one being thrown through the air to save Spike and get her crystal heart back, it's time for the greatest princess in gaming, Spyro More Cadenza, to follow suit and get a crystal heart or two for myself, and they can fuck right off. The crystal hearts are just absolutely bullshit to get. First, the ones in the levels are stupid to find and just are in ridiculous locations that no one will ever think about, as to get to some of them you have to outright break the game with a mechanic that's never ever told to you and you don't know you can do. You've just got to work it out for yourself. And let's take a aside here to compare this to a great puzzle game, Fez, and its secret crystal hearts. Man, Cadence's crystal heart, Fez's crystal hearts, Celeste's crystal hearts, even Kirby Star Allies' Void Terminus's heart is made of crystal. I guess we all just have a fetish for crystal hearts now. I mean, that's perfect, considering I am the Crystal Heart Princess, and that means you all have a fetish for me, Spyro More Cadenza, the greatest princess in gaming. But regardless, in Fez the crystal hearts are extremely hard to find, but there is always a clue, like the telescope room. If you rotate to face the right way, there is a red blinking light slightly off key from one another, like some kind of Morse code. Of course, being at the very end of the game, by this point you will have learned that anything slightly off key is a rotation puzzle. So is it more to the left or more to the right? And by writing the code down on a piece of paper and exiting out of the telescope, then rotating left and right in the correct order, we got a crystal heart. But this was a mechanic learnt via other puzzles in the game, never explicitly taught to you, but something that was worked out naturally by the ability to rotate the world in its 3D access and via other rotation puzzles we learned throughout the game. We just have to rotate slightly differently. Here, shit like this, one screen to another, reset your jump, actively break the game shit, never told to us, never taught, never ever expressed that this is a thing you can do. As the crystal heart is only here, and then once you've got it, that's it. You will never ever use this mechanic ever again. It was an interesting idea that the screen can reset you, and it might have been cool in a few more puzzles, but here, you do it, you get the crystal heart, and we never speak of it ever again. Fuck. Or this bird thing. So you'll get to an area where you'll see these birds and they're flying round. So they're flying round in some kind of order, and it's a combination. Watch it for a moment and take a guess what it is. You won't guess, but you can try. Well, I mean, the birds are clearly indicating a direction. But I know exactly what I'm going to compare this to. There's one of the 3 crystal hearts in Fez is where you look through a telescope and you notice a red blinking, but it's always on the left or the right, so it translates, you know, LR, 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 RR, LR, LR, RR. So it translates into a combination, because you just got to work out whether it's pressing the left trigger or the right trigger. Thought about it? Okay, you're wrong. So, them flying outwards and then round in a circle before coming back in is actually this. What? Fucking what? No. I'm going to overlay the code over this. Just look at this and tell me, how does that translate to this? Fucking what? Oh, but they're just the in-level crystal hearts. Stupid and obtuse to get, but whatever. But the other crystal hearts, well, they're a whole other case. You see, you know them cassettes you found? Well, they are the B-sides, and it is in there where the other crystal hearts reside, and they can fuck right off. They can fuck right off, as they are completely and totally bullshit. They are way too fucking hard. The first are summit level annoying, doable, but 3 to 8 are just fucking dickish and horrible, especially because Celeste is again a hardcore game for hardcore people. So everything is to the exact second, the pixel. Like, the solution is never hard. You walk into a room like this one and you see it. So you're looking at this and you're like, okay, I see the solution. It's like, jump on this goes over here, then while this is going over here, you jump on this takes you over here, you drop down, crouch dash onto the spring, up and out. But because it's a hardcore game, no, it's not for you, babies, and everything is to the second, to the pixel, so you will spend 30 minutes doing the same thing over and over. You know where to jump, you know how to complete the puzzle, but you can't because it demands absolute perfection, and you just can't do it because it was never tested. It was never fucking tested, because it's like this last bit here. Let's just move on from this bit a second. It demands so to the point pixel jumping, so to the fucking second timing. You're just getting more and more mad and wound up, and you're getting even more stressed out, giving you even more of a lack of focus, and you just fucking hate it, and just start to fucking hate yourself. And even when you get to it, and when you finally do it, there's no sense of satisfaction for doing it. There was nothing rewarding about doing it. It was tedious and obnoxious, because the pixel perfect jumping and the second perfect timing just to get to one extra screen to do the exact same bullshit again. No, this game was never tested. I don't believe it. Like this last room in Black Moonrise, the blocks are going in and out, in and out, in and out. Such timing is required, that it's pure luck. If you get to the top, it's just pure luck. Like, I've watched videos of people speedrunning this shit. Actual professionals that can just blaze through the level without dying. They've clearly practiced. They're good at it. Good for you. But even them, even the top people, when they get to this section, this is where half their time comes from. As even the top hardcore speedrunners take a long time. As there's no timing. This is not tested, and if it was, not one sane or insane person could have looked at this and said, don't you think we could be a little more fucking lenient on how fast these blocks are going in and out? So it's just luck, and you just won't do it. And when you won't do it and you fall because you're like, hey, I've got two things high, and the crystal heart's right there, and you fall because it's just not timed and nobody tested the timing, you'll want to break your own horn off like Tempest Shadow. Fuck! But hey, I guess even them top speedrunners are not hardcore enough, and are just babies like me that are too inept to play a hardcore game. But you know what? I'm not a complete baby. I've played I Wanna Be the Guy. I've played Super Meat Boy. I beat the guy on very hard. I got a few of the boy achievements for not dying an entire world. I did a few of the glitch levels. I got the achievements for the glitch levels, so you know. And I got 70 of the 100 bandages, so if we put all 3 of them on a chart, I'm not a complete baby dragon like Spike, but I guess I'm not a full hardcore like Ember. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm a 12-year-old. I'm Smolder. For now. But you know what? You know what I got? I got Super Meat Boy in my first incarnation. You know, the cocky, overconfident one that just can't accept defeat. And he's still in here, and despite the stress and the anxiety and the hate, we just could not accept defeat. So we fucking did it. After much stress, much screaming, much fucking depression, much haste, much just... Oh! Just fucking... Please, just fucking climb. You can't fucking climb. You can't fucking...
Why are you playing it if no one is actually...
Because I can see the fucking end, and I'm going to beat this fucking level. We did it. Jesus fucking Christ. No wonder Sombra hid this thing at the top of that tower filled with stairs. God, I love stairs. I'm so alone. No wonder he hid that fucking heart at the top of that tower and went into a bloodlusting rage to smash the thing when he saw Spike had it. I want to do the same to these fucking things. If he had to go through all this pain to get just one, no wonder he hates them. He probably got that one out of that fucking bastard in Mirror Temple with the fucking bastard in Dark Rayman. Cause you know, it's not like your fucking bastarding level is hard enough already without your dark alter ego wanting to stick its dick up your fucking bastarding arse. So yeah, go for it, Sombra. Smash the thing. Lock it away. If anything, he's the true hero that we all need. He probably locked it away on that tower so that no one else would have to feel the pain and suffering and anger and rage that we went through to get these fucking shitty things. Okay, let's calm down. Because we did it. As my costume suggests, I truly am the Crystal Princess. But unlike my real counterpart that got one, I did it. I got all of them. It was painful, depressing, hate-filled, but I got them all. And now, it's time to be like me, dev team, the Princess of Love. Show me the power of the Crystal Hearts. I mean, fuck, if one can do this... then all of them must do something really amazing, like give me that double jump and that secret move you learn in the summit of the B-side that you had all along but you just didn't know that you had it. So show the Crystal Princess what she can unlock with the power of the Crystal Hearts. Stop laughing. I said stop laughing. By order of the Crystal Princess, Spyro More Cadenza, the greatest princess in gaming, I command you to stop laughing and give us thy reward. Oh, I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. You think you're getting a reward? You think you deserve a reward for putting yourself through so much stress? No, your reward for going through more pain than popping out Flurry Heart, i.e. more pain than childbirth, is to finally get to finish the secret level, the core. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. After the summit, there is a secret level, which has its own rules. However, entering it yields this. Oh, a door with hearts. Gee, I wonder how I open this door. And guess what? You need every single one of them to get to the end. But you know what? Fine, you bastards. I'll do your fucking secret level and I'll find the crystal heart in it. And I'll find the cassette. And I'll do your fucking B-side of the core, you dicks. You know what? I've got a load of split ends. I'm pissed off. I'm stressed. I want to play something that actually respects my time. But no, I've got to do the fucking core and it's B-side. And you know what? It only took me losing my goddamn mind. But we did it! Did it! Crystal Heart of the core. Got cassette. Got B-side. Done. Okay. There. All of them. I truly am the Crystal Princess. Spyro More Cadenza. Now, show me all the power of these fucking crystal hearts. Oh, I'm sorry, Princess, but I don't think you've earned it. What? Yeah, I mean, if it was not clear, this is a hardcore game for the hardcore. And, you know, it's clear that your pink princess hooves have not shown how hardcore you are at this game. And you're not hardcore enough yet. But, fine. You want a reward? Here you go. Here's the seaside levels that are even harder than the B-sides. Beat them and then come back to me. Feather. Okay. Fine. Fine. Let's do the seasides. Oh, it's fun. Okay. So the seasides are even more bullshit, harder versions than the B-sides. Because, you know, it's not like we're already fucking masochistic twats. And let's say you have strength of stone, a will of iron, balls of steel, and somehow, some way, during the B-side bullshit, you did not break. Impossible, I know, but let's say you did remain unbreakable. No, not here. If you did not want to Tempest Shadow your horn off before, you will here. This is too far. This is fucking too far. This is just too... No. This is too far. This game is supposed to be about overcoming stress and anxiety. Yet all it does is create more stress, more anxiety, and you want to fucking shoot yourself. But we did it. I'm the true crystal princess. I'm the true crystal princess. Spyro More Cadenza, the greatest princess in gaming. I got it all. All the crystal hearts, all of them. A, B, C. Oh, how I like to be by the seaside. Oh, how I like to be by the sea.
Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. I do like to stroll upon the prom, where the brass band plays tiddly-om-pom-pom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there's lots of girls beside. I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea.
But that's everything. That's everything. All the levels done. All the strawberries got. The secret 1-up green strawberry found. And most importantly for me, the Crystal Heart Princess. All the crystal hearts. Every one of them. Everything. Finally. Reward time. Show me the power of the crystal hearts. Actually, no. Shh. No. Shush. Don't you even fucking dare. No. Fuck you. Fuck. So what else? What other fucking requirement do you want, you sick, twisted bastards? I mean, Jesus Vertigo, this thing, Vertigo, is the goddess of insanity. The one that had a hand in turning your beloved third Skyrim into the amazing, fantastic fourth that you're all watching right now. She is, again, the goddess of insanity. Her only goal is to plague those with madness of the mind and enjoy giving menial tasks to those inflicted with her madness and laughing at their torment as they have mental breakdowns at the tasks they are being forced to do for her entertainment. And even the evil, twisted goddess of insanity is looking at this, looking at you and being like, okay, Celeste devs, you've gone too far. Like, B-sides were bad, and that's probably something I would come up with, but C-sides are just something that's beyond. Like, I would come up with the B-sides, and I would watch as people like the little princess break themselves upon it, but now something beyond a C-side? Something beyond a C-side! No, even Vertigo thinks you've gone too fucking far! But fucking okay, sure. Let's walk with you to the end of that pier. Where as seen here with Cadence's power, yeah, I'll encase you in a heart-shaped crystal and push you off that fucking pier to the bottom of the ocean. But let's walk to the end of that pier. Hypothetically, what do you want beyond your self-harm seasides? Right, well, in each seaside, there is now a golden strawberry. Yes. And basically, you have to get to the end of the seaside. Yes, the fucking seaside. You know, you have to get to the end of a seaside without dying. Once. At all. Basically, the relics from Crash. The golden strawberry is the clock. And if you die, you respawn back at the start of the level, ready to pick up the clock again. So basically, you've got to get through a seaside. You've got to get through a seaside. You've got to get through a seaside while holding the golden strawberry without dying. Now, that makes me feel better. But oh yeah, the golden self-harm seaside strawberries. So this is the last thing. This truly is the end. And you do get something for getting all 8 of them. All 100%. Sorry to interrupt you there, princess, but not quite true. You see, this was before I got any of the golden strawberries. I'd heard that this is what you get, like I saw that's what you get, but in fact it turns out that every time you get a golden strawberry, it actually unlocks a golden strawberry on the A side levels. We're in the first level here and you can see a golden strawberry there, as you can see with the thing that just popped up. This isn't my footage because I need to show this off, and this is again where it gets bullshit, so I won't spoil what you get for getting just the seaside golden strawberries, but as you get a seaside golden strawberry, this A-side one unlocks, and there is a A-side golden strawberry on every single A-side after getting the seaside golden strawberry. And if you get all 8 seaside golden strawberries as well as all A-side golden strawberries, you'll be at 199 strawberries. But there is actually a secret 200th golden strawberry, which is at the top of level 1, as you can see here, and you can see that it's got wings, so if you dash at all once in level 1, then you won't get it. And as you can see from this video, other people are also saying, like, you are a sadistic man, sir. So, yeah, fuck you. So you've got to get through the entirety of level 1, not only without dying, but also without dashing. If you dash once, you will fail. And this footage now is someone doing said achievement without dashing. So, well done you. And as you can tell, this is future post Spyro, who is far more calmer. This entire review was recorded pretty much after each of the events happened. So after doing the Crystal Hearts, after doing the B-sides, after doing the C-sides. You know, this commentary is recorded after all that, after about a couple of days to a week of me just being able to calm down, relax. But the actual main part of the review was recorded in the moment. So while the final verdict might seem a bit tangible and ranty, I do stand by it. I stand by the score that I'm going to give it. I do stand by the things I'm going to say in it about challenge versus reward, and what this game reminds me of, and how the developer acted when it came to the collectibles of this game. But it's just going to sound a little bit more rantier than calm Spyro that you're hearing right now. But the fact that there is even more gold strawberries after the seaside gold strawberries, as well as the secret 200th one where you can't dash for the entire level, and in collecting all 200 golden strawberries it still yields nothing. There is no reward for getting the 200th golden strawberry. So like everything else, there's no reward, there's no payoff. Again, you'll get a mini reward for completing the seaside golden strawberries, but then going for the final 8, the final 9 in the 8 levels of the summit, the core, etc., etc., as well as number 200, it yields nothing. It's back to no reward. And I haven't done that yet. As I say, I've got a few of the. I haven't even got all of the golden strawberries at time of this post recording, but yeah, it's well, just talking about it's giving me horrible memories. But let's get back past Spyro and finish off the whole golden strawberry bullshit. Oh wow! So we're pulling an old PS1 game like Spyro, yeah?
Nasty's ancient history now. So, what's in there?
I believe this is Nasty's treasure hoard. But the gate will not open until you have found everything in the Dragon Kingdom. Come back when you have reached 100%.
Yeah, Elder Dragon, exactly! Nasty's loot. It won't open till you've found everything in the Dragon Kingdom. Come back when you've got 100%. I can't wait. What kind of cool Nasty's Loot super bonus world are we gonna get? Finally, after doing it all, after showing that I am the one true Crystal Princess of Hearts, Spyro More Cadenza, what prize am I rewarded with? After all this stress, all this anxiety, all this depression, this hate, all this fucking madness. You know, the thematical story is supposed to be about overcoming your fears and anxiety. So, this is it. What you got for me?
Whoa, achievement unlocked, thanks for playing. Oh, okay.
Whoa, achievement unlocked, thanks for playing. Oh, okay. Thanks for playing. Oh, okay.
Thanks for playing. Thanks. Luna, Luna, come over here. Luna, look, Luna, look. Thanks for fucking playing. Thanks for. And when we combine this with the other message that we had earlier on in the game that I haven't shown you, we're going to move on to the final verdict. Thanks for fucking playing. So, after all that, the final verdict for Celeste is a stupidly obnoxious 2 out of 5. Okay, sure, it has some really nice visuals and some absolutely stunning music that Lena deserves all your praise for. And, you know, I guess the controls are okay, but gameplay is not only controls, it's difficulty as well, which is shit. So this game is something I can't really recommend, because let's face it, this game is one thing and one thing only. It's just an artsier version of Getting Over It. Ooh, too harsh. Is it? Is it? Is it? Remember that message I was saving from moments ago? Yeah, let's look at the comparisons. On both, you're climbing a mountain. On both, the challenge is way harder than it has to be. Like, there's no fucking reason for it to be this hard. And on both, they're trying to hide the bullshit difficulty with some artsy, pseudo-philosophical story that's a lie, and also mocks you and patronises you at the same time. The old lady, if my driveway almost did you in, the mountain might be a bit much for you. Wow, what a condescending bitch.
Oh, don't worry, dear. Not everybody can climb a mountain. You can give up at any time. There's just some mountains you can't climb.
Fuck you, you condescending bitch.
Don't be ashamed of your deaths. Every death means you're learning.
That sounds familiar. No!
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut. Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying, don't let it get to you. This thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down.
Yeah, don't be ashamed to fall down Bennett Foddy's mountain, as he's there to give you some comforting words that say you're learning, and both will hide behind some bullshit story or philosophy. Oh, it's about showing the idea of B games, B media. Oh, it's about overcoming anxiety and stress, despite it constantly putting you through nothing but anxiety, stress, depression, hate and madness. And like Mr. Foddy, your reward for getting over the mountain, the big secret at the end, like, oh, if you're recording a YouTube video, you gotta say that you're turning it off right now and not showing it, or if you're streaming, you gotta end your stream. Fuck you! The big reveal is a fucking forum, or in this case, a thank for playing. And unfortunately, while I am the Princess of Love, I don't really feel like being very loving right now and giving the same sentiment in return. When Team Cherry says, thanks for playing, you know what? Thank you very much, Team Cherry, for making this game. Thank you, Team Cherry, for giving me an amazing game that is balanced between fun and challenge, but more importantly, challenge with reward to the things you do. You know, the thing you need to keep everyday players involved. Doing something difficult has to have a reward to the player that is equal to the difficulty. There's a reason people will fight things like Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts or Ophion in Xenoblade 2, as they have equal reward. The One-Winged Angel or Fenrir Keyblade is stronger than the ultimate weapon in terms of raw damage, as even with the ultimate weapon it's still hard to beat him, especially in Kingdom Hearts 1, where the casting of Heartless Angel, that removes all your magic and takes you to 1 HP, is far quicker than the casting of Heartless Angel in Kingdom Hearts 2, or Ophion, with the Moon Matter chips and the coveted all stats up platinum chips that are the best in the game and blow your damage, defense and such through the roof. Ophion is a bastard to take down, but his reward is worth the struggle. But here, there's nothing. Each challenge presents nothing. Getting all the strawberries? Nothing. Getting all the crystal hearts? Nah, nothing. Doing all the B-side bullshit? Nothing. Doing all the C-side self-harm? Nothing. And finally, the golden strawberries give you a shitty thank you note. There's no reason to push onwards, and there is absolutely no reason to do anything, and the absolute pathetic excuse of it's for bragging rights. No, it's fucking not. Don't lie. No, it isn't. Again, there's a death counter to show how little you died. There's a speedrun timer to show how fast you can do it. They are bragging rights. Strawberries are collectibles that are reasonable to get, and if they offered the double jump, that would be reasonable, but they offer no rewards. Crystal Hearts are an absolute fucking bastard to get, especially the seaside ones, and you're like, oh, for bragging rights. No, they're not, because you need all the Crystal Hearts to even beat the fucking game. You need all the A-side and B-side hearts to open up the level in the core. So they clearly do something, so you're fucking lying. But, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. This is a hardcore game for hardcore gamers and not babies. Well, you know what, Celeste? If that's the way you feel, fine by me. I'll be the Crystal Princess in a big crystal diaper, and I'll stick to my baby games like Mario Odyssey and Rayman Legends and Xenoblade 2, because at least my baby games are fun. You know, fun. That thing that games are supposed to be. Not obnoxiously hard tests of stress and frustration with no reward. Like, at least with Dark Souls, again, a hard game, at least it balances difficulty with reward. You kill a boss, you get a new weapon. You get enough souls, you level up. While not enough for crazy OP plays, it's enough to keep you on pace. It gives you a reason to push on. And once, long ago, when I was in my first incarnation and games were still young in the indie scene and we had I Want to Be the Guy and Meat Boy, they came out around my first incarnation, slightly transitioning into my second. And I was that hardcore gamer. I was the one that would stress and scream and try to beat Meat Boy on other hardcore games, and most of them I did, but you know what? It wasn't good for me, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the thing that killed me off and was part of the reason I had to regenerate into my second. Stress is a fucking killer, and this is stress to a ridiculous degree. Nowadays, when I see new games, I look through the achievements. If they have any bullshit ones, don't really bother playing them. If I look at the difficulty and it's boasting something like being that blood-boiling stress game, I'm already checked out at those words and I just ignore it. I mean, I wasn't even fully grabbed of the idea going into Celeste, but a lot of people were asking for it, a lot of people said it wasn't that bad, it wasn't that hard, and I was willing to give it a try, but it fails to mention the B-sides, and most importantly, it absolutely fails to mention the C-sides and all of the other stressful bullshit. And it lets the game down way too much, as it went from this interesting idea and story about like overcoming your own self-loathing and your own hardships into this so fucking stressful and annoying game for no other reason than Let's be hardcore. Wrapping this up, I watched the Nindies at 9 the other day, and a game really stood out to me. This one, ooh, that looks really nice, that looks really good. The Hardcore Game Award for being the Hardcore Game of the Year. Okay, well, now I don't care about that anymore. I would rather play the chicken game where I lay eggs that are also bombs, as I'm not just the Crystal Heart Princess Spyro More Cadenza, but as you can see by my Splatfest rating, I am also the Queen of the Chickens. And now I'm 100 times more interested in the chicken game than whatever this Hardcore Game of the Year is, because those words have just put me off, because it's not good for you. And like, if you were gonna tell a nice story, just focus on the story. Why has it got to be this hardcore shit game? So yeah, Celeste is an okay game, but if you're not into hardcore games for hardcore gamers, and if you're not prepared to lose your sanity and have a miserable, stress-induced, anxiety-fueled, horn-snapping time, then this is just not the game for you. There is nothing I can recommend. If you're looking for fun, you won't find it here. You might as well take the £15 it costs and just give it to Leanne's Bandicamp, as the soundtrack is amazing and the composer deserves the money a whole lot more and deserves all the praise. Or, you know, if you don't really listen to music and you just want a game, then just put the 15 quid into another more fun indie game. For the same price, you can get games like Hollow Knight, Faye, or hell, even Mulaka. But for this one, well, I, the Crystal Heart Princess, got all the Crystal Hearts, so you did not have to. I've saved you all the stress and anxiety of the B-side bullshit and the C-side self-harm, and it was not worth it. Right, now that that's over, it's time for the Crystal Heart Princess to put all of her newly acquired crystal hearts into the royal treasury and play something far less stressful and far more fun. And seems it just come out, I think I have the perfect game in mind.